Hey Virgo, how's it going? Welcome to Airy Fairy Tarot. I'm Fairlight. How are you doing? Oh, I love my Virgos. I've got lots of Virgo friends. Maybe some of you watching will be my friends. Probably the only people watching will be my friends right now, but whatever. Love and blessings, whether I know you personally or not. So, you know, this round, I haven't been doing videos and I'm trying to get back into it. And it's been kind of hard, And so I'm putting a lot of myself into these readings right now because I just feel like maybe whatever I have to reflect on everybody else, again, it's reflective. It's how can I be a mirror for you? And I rewatched the Sagittarius video and the whole first part of it I'm talking about myself. So forgive me, But my intention is that while I work through the energies that are present, I'm trying to help process the energies that might be present for whoever's watching. So in light of that, I keep starting my days going, okay, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do my videos, and it just hasn't been happening that way. So I don't know, the term swimming through mud is just very characteristic of like what the energy's been for me personally. And I know watching my kids and whatever, and some of my friends, it's kind of been like that. I've got a fan because it's, August. So I'm not trying to be like, blowing my hair all at you. Anyway, so, I did quite a meditation. I had to do a bike ride, and I just feel like that's significant for your reading. I had to go for a bike ride. I was feeling a lot of sadness and whatever. So if you have any stuck energy, or if you're processing some sadness or whatever, go for a bike ride or something, or just get out to nature, breathe. But it feels like that movement. You rule the sixth house. So get out and move. Get out and get some fresh air into your lungs. It's amazing what a great coping mechanism self-care can be, because then we've got other coping mechanisms that maybe not be so great. And whatever you do, no judgment here. I've definitely had my days of coping with drinking or whatever, but we bless the water. And I'm not perfect on vape and CBD. And that's pretty good, because I'm in Colorado now. And I'm only vaping CBD. So, yeah. Anyway, but no judgment on that, too. Smoke marijuana, whatever. So we're just going to start out with the conversation, apparently. But, yeah, let's do that. Shuffling the cards. Different messages were coming up. And they weren't even necessarily... like one card came up that didn't really want to be shown, but it was kind of maybe a bit of a setback, and it looked like there was maybe an exchange of words. It could have been anything, I guess. I'm feeling like the exchange of words for a lot of you, but again, whenever it's swords, it could be thoughts, it could be your own exchange of words with yourself. But I'm getting more of a sense that it's more of an exchange of words with somebody else, and maybe even a feeling of defeat. But sometimes the defeat, and it's also interesting, tangent lady, but it's really the same message. I love Ganesha. I'm not, I don't subscribe to any particular religion or anything, but when certain energies want to come through, and I love Ganesha. I love the elephant god. I've got an elephant necklace, and Ganesha is just a part of my spiritual, guides, and he really came out strong when I was calling in my guides before I started this reading. So in light of that, yeah, he came through strong, and Ganesha is the remover of obstacles. And another thing I love about how I've seen somebody speak of Ganesha is he's the remover of obstacles, sometimes he's the placer of obstacles. And so, like, when you find your way blocked, trust that that wasn't your path. And it's one of those blessing in disguise kind of things. And maybe you had your heart set on something, and all of a sudden the way was blocked, or there was harsh words from somebody, or something like that. And so if you feel a little dejected, but if you can align with, this is working out for me. Somehow this is putting me on the right path for me. And if you can just bless whatever it was, even if it was a sorrow or a disappointment, bless and release. It's not always easy. But if the way is blocked, don't hit your head against the wall. Or hit your head against the wall, acknowledge the pain. But then just take a deep breath and go in the new direction that's being laid before you, And I, because really, then we get into the cards that do want to be shown. And there's a couple that want to come up simultaneously. But we've got the Seven of Pentacles. And then I've got these other cards. One is called Renewal. Unfortunately, this phone does show it reverse, but whatever. Renewal. I love this whole image too. And then also Discovery. And this is just like, when you can bless and release and just move away from the wall and go in this new direction. Again, that whole feeling of bless and release. Bless and release. And you can take the seeds of what you thought it was that you wanted. Obviously, if you wanted it that badly, there's truth to it. So it's like, you don't have to throw the baby out with the bathwater. What was the essence of that thing that you wanted so much? It wasn't meant for you in exactly that way, but the seeds are there. And so this is about cultivating the seeds that you've planted. And so don't lose yourself just because that way was blocked or somebody had harsh words for you. They weren't the way. But if you can trust that they weren't the way, trust that they inspired you. This whole idea of reflection is really wanting to come on strong. I've got a mirror way over there, but the way is blocked. But there's a mirror there reflecting on you what your truth is. So look in that mirror. And I feel like I'm getting a little bit too airy-fairy, so I'm wanting to bring it back, but it's like, they're like, nah, just go ahead and be confusing for a minute. So, okay, so there's a mirror there. Even the harsh words that were said. So let's look at that for a minute. I didn't expect to spend so much time on the person that I didn't even want to show. But say there were harsh words that were said. And if it isn't your situation, I just apply it to whatever, But where is the mirror there? And they keep bringing me back to the mirror of what you believed you wanted from that direction, what you believed you wanted. And just focus, breathe in the truth of what resonates. What is and I'm hearing like the word innocence. What is the innocence? What is the purity? What is the purity of the essence of what it was that you wanted there? Hold that in, plant that here. And maybe that's kind of the lesson about that. We're, putting all your eggs in one basket. Boy, there's a lot of cliches coming out, Virgo. Anyway, but it's that whole, were you allowing someone else to be your savior? Were you allowing, or a circumstance or whatever, were you projecting too much outside of yourself in hopes that was going to save you? And can you see the gift in that you're a sovereign being? You are the creator of your world. Can you see the gift in that in this way it's to force you to accept that you are too powerful to let anybody else or any other thing or situation, circumstance, whatever noun, nothing needs to save you, because then it always has the power to break you. So if you can just be glad that it broke you now, so that you can get rid of that waste of fucking time and get to tending your own garden. Because, well, lots of cliche kind of stuff. The force is strong with you, Virgo. The force is very strong. So all of this was a bless and release. So we come back to this renewal and this self-discovery. And I love flowers, and I love pink. I love all colors, but I just, there's flowers here and there's flowers here. This flower really stands out. This illumination, and pink energy is very healing. It's a mother energy. There's something about pink that it's of the heart. You know, the heart chakra typically is green, but pink is also associated with the heart chakra. And so this whole renewal, this message of renewal, and this pink flooding your whole body, this pink light. So, and it's like your energetic body. And it's funny, I said that of the heart, I didn't even realize there's a heart. The heart is really focused on right there. So it's like your whole energetic body is being renewed by this, whatever this is. So allow that. Allow. And I've got some other cards. I never know how many cards are going to want to pop out. But since we were given this guy so much, so what he's looking at down here is this guy, this Page of Pentacles. And isn't that cute? Like, this is kind of how it was. He's planted this garden. He's looking down at this. So this is for you to be like a self-made being. This is for you to be a self-made person. And I don't know what it is. If this, I mean, pentacles imply like money or something material, something solid, starting a new foundation. So whatever it is for you that is this new foundation, there's something very much implied here, at least this far, not all the way, but this far, about you being self-made. And it doesn't mean you've got to go it alone. In fact, there's something implied here that you won't be going it alone, but that you really place a lot of emphasis on you and what you want. That it's not about a co-creation right now. I feel like that will come into play, or it kind of looks like that. And other cards I was looking at while I was shuffling, but we haven't even gotten into those cards yet, so we'll see what comes out. I'm going to do some shuffling with another deck, but this really is, sorry, I'm just looking at the camera. All right, this really is, sorry for the pause. When I looked at the camera, it was 1303. And I love numbers. I feel like that's an angel message, or if you believe in that sort of thing. But it's a number message. And the threes really stand out. And threes are a number of creation. So that just feels really significant in light of this message. You're creating a solid foundation, and it's something brand new. And the yellow really stands out. It's that solar plexus chakra. It's that personal power. Your little, the light inside. And it's funny, anytime yellow stands out, I acknowledge it. And I've kind of noticed that about myself. Unless there's a really big color sticking out but I don't always acknowledge colors and cards, but the yellow, I do. Because that's about personal power. There's some really beautiful happening for you. But this isn't hard work, but it is about nourishing yourself, nourishing whatever's coming up for you, the seeds that you've planted. And that's kind of what it feels like. You've planted these seeds, and so whatever you got dejected from, there's something new showing up for you. And the greater your self-worth that is from in here. The greater you nourish your self-worth, nourish your belief in yourself, nourish what it is, the seeds that you're planting, nourish what it is that you believe in. Now you're being presented with an opportunity to help that grow. And I guess I could talk that to death all the more. Don't look for, I don't want to pull up every card that I see. Don't look for instant success, because you'll psych yourself out. There is a nourishment. I think that's going to come later. I do believe that will come later, but it's not going to be instant. So be in there for the long haul. Have patience, have the perseverance. It is about planting a garden and nourishing it. Being aware of discerning the weeds from the true harvest. And nourishing that. And the weeds, of course, would be a lot of self-destructive acts or thoughts, or letting others come in and detract from you. Don't let anybody dim your light. Don't let anybody take your power away. Those are weeds. Those are weeds. If they cast doubt on if they cast a shadow on your garden, get those fuckers out of there, man. If they cast any doubt on you, that's, and it's funny because I don't usually talk about narcissists, but it's coming up. So it looks like maybe it's like you start making something really good happen, and then you draw all these people to you, and it gets really exciting because people are like really loving what you do. But be aware of those who are sincere, or be discerning of those who are sincere, going, wow, you're really doing a good thing, keep it up. Those who are there to support you, and those that are coming in going, oh, you're doing a great thing, but I think you should do it this way, and I don't think you should do this, and da-da-da-da-da. When you're making it happen, and you're making this blossom, and then they cast this shadow of doubt, get those fuckers out of there. You don't need them. You don't fucking need them. And they'll probably present themselves as, oh, I can help you, la 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 la. It's so funny because that's not me talking, but that's something coming through. Just be aware of that kind of energy. And bless your water. I don't know why I'm vaping so much, but whatever. Forgive me for that, but yeah, just stay in your personal power. Be very discerning. Be very discerning. It's like I can't say it enough right now, and it's interesting because my eyes are drawn to this other card right here, and it's the statue of an angel. And the angel, and these aren't really angel cards, but they're affirmation cards. And this is, in the backside says relationships. They have like different, whatever areas. And so it's interesting that I get drawn to this card, and after I'm warning you about being discerning of those who would try to cast a shadow of doubt on you. And then this card says, I am a respectful, loving person who cares deeply about how I treat others. People feel safe around me. And if you can receive that, I don't feel like this, sometimes I would read this and tell people like, oh, this is maybe calling your attention to how you're treating other people. But I feel like in this card, it's a sincere reflection. That's what's coming back, that reflection thing. Maybe spend some time looking in the mirror, not looking in the mirror for outer appearances, but looking in the mirror, looking into your own eyes, and really, oh man, and I love that. I talk about Louise Hay in like every single video. I love Louise Hay, and she talks about doing mirror work and looking in the mirror and looking in your own eyes and saying, I love you. I love you. I believe in you. I trust you. I don't know why that came out, but trust yourself. Trust yourself. Don't second guess yourself. I love you. I believe in you. I accept you. I approve of you. And I like to say, and no matter what, I got you. When you can look in your own eyes and you see the eyes looking back are sincere. Now, if the eyes looking back, you don't see that sincerity, or you see, like, I don't know, I'm not supposed to love myself or whatever. It's okay. Don't question it. Just say, oh, I know that's there. That's not the truth. That's just some bullshit that I picked up. That's been infused into my beliefs, but that's not a true belief. So stay with it. I see that there. I see that doubt. I see that whatever. But I love you. I love you. And stay with it. And it doesn't have to be like the first time or even the second time. If you can do it several times daily, day after day, and eventually there will be a moment where you look in the mirror and you look in your own eyes and you say, I love you. And you're going to see those eyes looking back really mean it. And your whole world has changed. And then after that moment, like you'll have times when you look in your own eyes and say, I love you. And the eyes looking back are like, I'm scared. Or whatever they say. And just stay with it. I love you. Come back. You're safe. Create yourself to be safe for yourself. You are a temple. You are a powerful, beautiful, creative, amazing being, especially you, Virgo. God, I love Virgos. And so I am a respectful, loving person who cares deeply about how I treat others. And people feel safe around me. And you know, I have known Virgos, man, Virgos more than anybody. I love you, Virgos. And I love all signs. So if you're not a Virgo and you're watching this, like, don't get your feelings hurt. But I do. I have a special place for Virgos. I do. I feel so safe with Virgos. When I worked at a hippie shop, if you're in Asheville, North Carolina, there's 2 locations. Go to Instant Karma, and it's your one-stop hippie shop. I'm doing. They don't even pay me, but well, they have. But well, no, not for this. I just. Whatever. I used to work there. I'll say that. I used to do readings at Instant Karma. They have incredible readers. Queen Jess will make you cry your makeup all the way down your throat. When I worked there, there were more Virgos there than I'd ever seen in one place. But I've had Virgos in my life throughout my life. My best cousin Tracy, and you Virgos really do create a safe space. You do let people be authentic. You encourage authenticity. And it's funny because there's this like stigma around Virgos, and there's nothing wrong with liking organization. There's nothing wrong with liking order. And it's funny that Virgos can like all those things and still want to hang out with Capricorns. All right. Anyway, airyfairytarot, you know. So back to this. I want to read it one more time and then talk about the mirror, but this is now people, the outside reflection. I am a respectful, loving person who cares deeply about how I treat others. People feel safe around me. So give yourself that same protection and reflect and discern on the people that are in your life. And if they reflect that same feeling back to you, they're keepers. If they don't, bye, Felicia, bye, out. No, you're not allowed in my life. And shut that door. Don't let them in. You're allowed to say no. Bye. You're even allowed to say fuck off. Fuck off. It's hard to say that to people, but sometimes it's funny. All right. So I can't believe we're already into 23 minutes. But again, there's that 3, that creativity. So then we've got these 3 cards that want to be read together. And you've got the Queen of Cups. And she's holding this cup out to the 6 of Wands, which is victory. And then behind that, you've got the 6 of Cups. So this is pretty emotional, and Wands are, passion, they're fire, excitement, inspiration. And this is where I was saying before, even though it's about what you are building, the foundation you're laying, what you believe in, what you're creating, this is where I was saying, I don't think you have to do it alone. And this, right now, it feels like your greatest support, it's like someone's got your back. Someone's got your back. and wants to see you victorious in this emotional fulfillment. And the more you allow this emotional fulfillment, the more you, it's like it's like this whole flow thing, you know. When you put your love into nourishing what you want to create, building that foundation, receiving the gifts that the universe brings you that are saying, yes, do this thing that you love doing. And it won't be instant success, but you'll definitely receive affirmation and confirmation along the way, saying, just keep going, keep building on it. It doesn't have to be perfect from the beginning. Make mistakes, don't beat up on yourself, learn from it, pull the weeds, get rid of the people that cast doubt, get rid of the thoughts that cast doubt. Keep going, keep going, keep going, and allow this to nourish your soul. And I don't know, there's very much a flow of like, the more you're being allowed, someone's got your back while you're doing this, and the more you're being allowed to nourish yourself and nourish what it is that is creating this solid foundation, the more you're just like so filled with love and emotional fulfillment that you just can't help but give of this authentic loving self. And so it's like this give and take, this beautiful flow, and it's like that figure 8 symbol, you know. The more you give into what you want, the more you receive this fulfillment, and then the more you flow it to, you're just, people are affected. That's what I'm trying to say. People are affected. You're affecting people. People are being nourished by what is nourishing you. It's this automatic flow. You just are so in your heart. You're so in your heart that you're just full of this love. And the more authentic love that you feel, the more success you get. And again, someone's got your back. And this feels like maybe it's a childhood friend, but it could also feel like a past life person, like, you know, maybe you just met this person, but there's this familiarity. But it really could be like childhood friends or whatever it is. But I don't know, somebody's got your back. That's all I've got to say. How much more could I say it? And I could go deeper, but I don't think I'm going to. No, I will. I'm afraid my camera's going to cut me off at 30 minutes. That's why I keep checking the time. It's still a new phone. So I guess if there's a glitch, I'll just have to somehow edit the two together. But, okay, but I guess I'm being asked to keep going because, wow. Okay. Because, where is it? Because then we get all that, and then there's this confusion coming up. But I'm being asked to acknowledge it because I'm going to have to do some clarity. It's like I don't want to say it, but it's here, so I guess my job is to acknowledge all the messages that come through. The 9 of Pentacles reversed, and then I picked up, just randomly, I felt like I had to pick up this, a card from this other deck, and it was also the 9 of Pentacles reversed. So that's not the greatest message. But I feel like in light of all this, it's a weird message in light of all of this, but it really wants to come through. So I'm curious to see what more it has to say, because it's saying, you know, nourish your garden, opportunities will come for building. So, okay, so normally upright, I want to look at this one too. Again, we've got all this yellow. This is normally like a self-made woman or man, you know, self-made independent person, and she's, and so it's interesting because talking about nourishing your garden, she has nourished her garden and she's in full blossom. Her garden is in full bloom. She's got the harvest. The grapes are ripe. She's got this bird that's tame. you know, she draws to her. She has manifested. She has done all of this and everything. She's just in her bliss. But when it's reversed, it's like, well, what does it mean? and I'm a little confused. So I'm going to just pull cards and we're going to look at this together. And the reason I'm so confused is because underneath this deck, we have a card of heartbreak. But underneath this deck, we've got total emotional fulfillment. So what the fuck does that mean? Wow. So I'm going to go with this deck. What I'm feeling is that this Three of Swords has to do with that situation I was talking about in the first part of the video about feeling dejected. And because really what I'm feeling, because also this card can be about being single. You know, she's a self-made person. She's done it all on her own. There's been no partner there. And that's what we were talking about. That really reinforces the message. But it was reversed. And so there was this heartbreak. And I'm like, well, okay. So that's why. I think that's whatever this situation that you're coming out of, whatever this heartbreak is, it does show you that you can't make yourself so vulnerable. Like it's safe to be vulnerable sometimes, but you can't let your foundation be solely reliant on another person, because then the ground falls out from under you, which sometimes it's okay for the ground to fall out from under you. But so I think that's the message there. But then after that, it feels like there's some love coming in, baby. Or something, because you've got two tens. You've got the Ten of Cups and the Ten of Pentacles. And those are the two really good tens. There's two tens that aren't so great, and they can be good in their own way, but these are the two fantastic tens. So like, yeah, Nine of Pentacles reversed, going into the Ten of Pentacles upright, and the Ten of Cups upright. That's emotional fulfillment and financial fulfillment, or a solid foundation. This is they're both about a happy home life. Again, this is your castle, or you know what I mean? And it's interesting because like in the Rider-Waite deck, in the more traditional tarot, this card is a family standing under a rainbow. So isn't it interesting that in this deck, this card arches over, and maybe it's not rainbow colors, but it's an arch like a rainbow. So holy shit, Virgo, you've got something completing, because tens are completion. You've got something completing, and it's like a happily ever after, but it's a happily ever after to build on. So it's this whole new beginning, but you've got this solid foundation of emotional fulfillment and a solid foundation underneath you. So that's what you're going towards. I do want to pull some more cards in light of that. All right. I was going to look from another deck, but that was a little bit confusing, so I'm not going to do that. Well, the camera's still running, so Kool-Aid. Oh, shit. Well, so if, after all of that, be a self-made person, because, I mean, I'm scared to even say it because I don't want you to come back and be like, well, you said, but be patient, patient. So as you build the solid foundation for yourself, sorry, let me knock the camera over. I think, so maybe, I don't know if you were dejected from like maybe a love interest. This doesn't have to be about love. it seemed like it was so much about career, but whatever you were dejected from, whether it was career, love, or otherwise, um, when you make yourself that self-made person and you become that independent person, you nourish your own garden, you nourish yourself, this self-development, then you've got this solid emotion. And remember, I said somebody's got your back. And so this is like, these are happy home life cards, happy home cards, which I know I went over. But then you've got the Four of Wands, which is like, you know, it's like a marriage card, man. It's, you know, and so both of these are kind of marriage cards, but I'm not a big fan of marriage. I'm not a big proponent of that. So, like, don't jump into getting married unless it's really who you are. Like, who am I to tell you who you are? But this is building, this is a celebration. This is building a solid foundation with somebody else based on passion and excitement and rejoicing. And but it's so funny. It's like these cards are like, yay, ah, yay, ah. So I didn't want to make this a super long, but I'm gonna just keep going. All these wands now are coming up. So they want you to be solid in yourself, because it looks like this partnership is not gonna be like, and they lived happily ever after, even though you've got these two happily ever after cards. Again, I just want to keep showing you. You've got these happily ever after cards, and you've got this like celebration, building like a partnership or a marriage with somebody or something like that. But there's gonna be some conflict, so just be aware. And so what I'm getting is like, if this is a romance, it does look like this is someone to have this significant relationship with, or even if it's a career, whatever it is for you, you know. But know that you don't just end. There's no happily ever after and then you die, because it just doesn't happen that way. You know, you would get bored. So it does look like this person's going to challenge you, and there may be some sparring, and they might kind of block you a little bit. So just be aware of others trying to block you in, and don't fall into codependency. It almost feels like, because you've done all this work on yourself, now you've drawn a partner to you that can help you reinforce the lessons you've been learning on your own, and you get to teach them what you've learned. And obviously it's never just a one-sided thing. They'll be your teacher also. But the biggest thing, because this card always reminds me of the last marriage, the final marriage, because I doubt if I'll be doing that shit again. But you know, see how there's like these, it's like a cage, it's being blocked, put in. And so whenever I see this card, it reminds me of what I used to experience in that relationship, and I call it the grass is pink, because it felt like an argument would ensue just for the sake of gaslighting. And I don't want to say you're getting with an asshole, but just be aware of maybe some asshole tendencies. Maybe they've been an asshole up until now and they've done some work on themselves, but now they're in a partnership, and it's just their tendency to fall into this. I feel like everybody is evolving. Everybody, 2020, 2019, 2018, 2017, 2016, we've all gone through our shattering experiences. None of us are the same person we were a year ago, 2 years ago, 3 years ago. You know what I mean? Everybody is being forced to evolve. Everybody has been going through shattering moments. So in saying that, and maybe this is a partner you've been with for a long time, and all of a sudden this asshole shit has come up because you've gotten so strong and confident. Ooh, that's a big reveal. maybe you've gotten so strong and confident that maybe, so if this is an existing partner, um, maybe they're feeling threatened by your success, and they're being forced to rise up to your level, but they don't feel comfortable, and so they're trying to pull you back down to what feels comfortable for them. Don't let them do it. Now, if this is someone close to your heart, if this is this person here, and they've had your back all the way up until now, you know, well, that's for you to discern. It could be time to say goodbye. Or, you know, it's time to call them on their bullshit. And if you're up here, call them on their bullshit. And if they're wanting to evolve with you, they will rise up. They'll own their bullshit. And if they don't, then say goodbye, you know, because this is a fucked up energy, and I would not stay with it, you know. So I'll just describe the grass as pink. Sorry, it went from this great thing to like, so, so I call it the grass is pink because it was one of those things where, like, it felt like we could walk outside and I could say, look how blue the sky is. It's so beautiful. And then he would come back with, what do you mean the grass is pink? And I'd say, no, I said the sky is blue. Look how beautiful. Why do you keep saying the grass is pink? You always say the grass is pink. Every time I step outside, you're calling the grass pink. And it's like, and next thing you know, you get into this big, you know, trying to explain yourself, and somehow they pull you so deep into their mind fuck that next thing you know, you're just trying to end the conflict, and you're explaining what you meant by the grass is pink and that you didn't really mean it, when you know you never said the grass was pink. You said the sky was blue. Now, that's a silly kind of extreme, but it's that sort of thing. If you know you said something and they pull you into defending saying something or doing something that you never did, that's gaslighting, honey. That's gaslighting, and it's bullshit, and you always have a choice. And oh, I love them and whatever, but if they're gaslighting you, if they're trying to pull you into conflict, look at why. What is going so right in your life that they will do anything to pull you into a negative energy? And you have a choice. Does that mean more to you than this and this? And if it is that bad, consider this. Because self-power, self-empowerment, self-love, and call them on their bullshit. And if they're worth it, they'll meet you here. But with or without them, you can have this, and you can have this. All right? So, all right, good. I didn't want to just, that to be the thing and be like, all right, goodbye, Virgo. Although I was kind of feeling that way. Just remember, you are in an intense state of renewal. You are in this beautiful place of self-discovery and discovery of your connection to the universe. And it feels like now your guides want to come out and say, we are here. We are here. And I feel like with the owl and the person and the moon, like you've got so many energies here to nourish this self-discovery and this growth, this blossoming of self. Don't compromise yourself for anyone or anything. And if you feel any kind of confusion, here's this card of confusion. Be still and call to your guides. And I love all of this being representative. You know, it doesn't have to be visualized as being in human form. Although some guides, angels, whatever, we can visualize them that way. But you know, They come in animal forms, they come in luminary forms or planetary forms or whatever, you know. So allow yourself to be nourished, allow yourself to blossom. And then I don't know if this is the final message, but the card that wanted to be picked up is this whole message of focus, you know. And when I see this guy, you know, I like to talk about getting a journal. Get a journal and get very focused. What is it that I want? And that comes back to planting those seeds. You know, what do you want to plant? And in the journal, you know, write down, you know, what are my hopes? What are my goals? What do I want to manifest? What are my gifts? What are my talents? What makes me shine? What is my gift to the world? What is my destiny? Whatever, you know. What do I want? What aligns me with, it's funny, I was talking to my daughter about a movie, an older movie. It's funny. From when I was like in junior high school is when I first saw it. It's called Stand and Deliver. It's a really, really cool movie about a teacher who inspires his students to do what they never would have believed in themselves before. And he talks about this word, he uses the word ganas. It's a Spanish word that means desire. Desire, passion, ganas. Ganas. I don't even know if I say it right, but whatever, close enough. But what ignites you? What inspires you? What is your ganas? You know? Get very clear on that. That wand's energy, that fire, that illumination. Get very clear on it and focus. And I always feel like this guy looks like a pool player. And so it's like the more you get clear, the more you write it down, the more you get clear on what it is you want. As you do that, you're having a conversation with the universe. And so they're lining those balls up, lining them up right for the pocket. And so as you get very clear and very focused, and when you feel that sense of focus and you see things lining up for you, give it all your focus. And then when it lines up, all you have to do is take aim and shoot and watch it all happen for you. Don't let anything confuse you. Don't let anything take you out of your focus. If somebody shows up that wants to cast a shadow of doubt, get the fuck out of my world. Move on. And then let him go. And let him go. Don't even watch him walk away. Return your focus to your ganas. All right, Virgo? I love you so much. I love my Virgos. You're not mine, but I called you mine anyway. All right. If you have any other questions, if you'd like a personal reading, all the info will be underneath the video, you know. And in the meantime, just so much love and blessings. I'm hoping to be more consistent with my readings, but I always say that. We'll see. But whatever. Here's the message now. Peace and love and so many blessings, Virgo. Bye.